Let's check out a have a go. A have a go is used whenever a student is working on a rough draft piece of writing, either while they are writing or after they feel they are finished with their rough draft. To start, the student circles the words they don't think they spelled correctly. Once they have done this, they grab a have a go sheet. While we're at home working with our kids, this is something you can create using a piece of notebook paper, an index card, anything that you can get your hands on, such as this. Here's an example of where a student has circled the words they believe they've misspelled. The key is the student circles the words. My preference is that we number them from left to right, top to bottom, so that way when you go to write your final draft, you can easily line up the correctly spelled word that you'll find on the have-a-go sheet to the circled word from the rough draft. The point behind a have-a-go is for the student to really work with the words and stretch out and listen for the sounds that maybe they rushed through when they were writing their rough draft. You'll see a video clip of a student working on that in just a second. The first thing as the teacher or the parent is I would help them get, depending on age, help them write the first column exactly how they wrote it in their piece of writing and have them talk about what the word is, because you might not be able to figure out exactly what they were trying to say. My daughter's been working on this piece for 3 days, so I know the story fairly well, but I still have her go over the words. And I wrote the first column so that way it was nice and neat so we could follow along. And then she worked on stretching those words out 2 additional times. She's a little bit frustrated at first because she's like, there's no other way to spell it. But as we progressed with each word, she started realizing she was leaving out some of the sounds. She was extremely excited by the end, realizing that she had spelled a couple of words correctly and that she got really close on some other words, and she can't wait to get started back tomorrow. I limited her to just a few of the words because she has a lot of misspells, but she identified those misspelled words herself, and that's something she's wanting to work on.
Faint.
Okay. He fainted down.
Down.
And I think about your letters formation too, okay?
Down. Wait. Backwards.
Good catch.
Down.
As you can see, she was working really hard to stretch out the sounds and get them on paper. I would definitely, she was working super hard. This is not something I would have had her write and then work on this. This was the only thing we did with her writing today. She already had all the content down, so she knows what she wants to say in her writing. Now is her slowing down, and that is where she put the brain work and the power today. We will pick up tomorrow, or actually Monday since it's Friday, and finish out the rest of the words, and then I will show her how to go and work on her final draft. Again, don't overwhelm by picking too many things to focus on. She wanted to focus on spelling because she knows that that's an area that she struggles with, and she chose the words. And again, that's the key, is that she is choosing the words, or he, the student chooses the words that they believe they've misspelled. As much as we want to attack every single word, we've got to let them learn how to self-assess and own their learning. As you can see, the correct spellings are either highlighted and checked, or in the final column, I have written the words spelled correctly. This is where you give it to them. They've put in the work, and now you can provide them with the correct spelling to replace in their rough draft with. I wish I would have videoed towards the end when she realizes that she had spelled bolt correctly. That L looks a little bit like an H, but that's an L for her. And then hit, she realized that she had spelled that correctly, and that she came really close with fainted and down and ground. Especially if you look at the last 2 ways that she tried spelling ground, she was getting more of the sounds, and it was just a matter of combining, and instead of that W, it being a U. So definitely something powerful to use with writing.